Just like the wide-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like the wide-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. And the days go by like a strand in the wind, in the web that is my...
Since the dawn of time and throughout the world, there has been a trend of oppression that has dictated the lives of so many individuals based on things like culture, race, and ethnicity. This oppression has also befell the female race because they have been generally viewed as the weaker sex. Feminism is the fight for equality among all genders and sexes. This worldwide movement deals with a variety of women's rights issues such as equal opportunity and employment, education, politics, and in general society. Also, through feminism, women and men both seek to gain and maintain their full reproductive rights, eliminate the rape culture that has plagued society, as well as eliminate gender roles that have been placed not only on women, but also male gender roles. There have been countless activists of feminism throughout the years, especially in the last century or two. Among these is Gloria Allred. In 2006, several experienced female farm workers applied for the Kovacevic 5 Farms, a series of grape-growing farms based in California for laborious farming positions. They were turned down from these positions based solely on their gender and were told that the business did not want women because they were all lazy. Between 1998 and 2002, the farms hired approximately 1,500 applicants for different positions, but none of them were women. The case was taken on by feminist attorney Gloria Allred and was settled for $1.68 million for the 6 female plaintiffs. This case is just one of Gloria Allred's many civil rights lawsuits. She represents a variety of people for everything from gender, race, and age discrimination to sexual harassment and to rape and murder. Her 37-year law career has led Allred to be involved in cases against O.J. Simpson, Michael Jackson, Herman Cain, Arnold Schwarzenegger, David Boreanaz, and countless others.
There's still the glass ceiling where women can see to the top in business, but often can't make it through the glass ceiling, which prevents them from getting to the top. Glass ceiling is another way of saying women are still being discriminated against on account of their gender.
This use of the metaphor glass ceiling is meant to incite emotion in the audience. It is meant to bring rise to emotions that a lot of women have probably felt at some point in their careers, and meant to establish an empathetic link to the men who may or may not have ever felt this sort of limitation before.
Here's the good news. Women are fighting back through lawsuits and they're winning. But unfortunately, sometimes women say to me, well, why do I have to fight for my rights? I thought I had them. Well, you don't have them unless you stand up and enforce those rights.
This claim is also used to bring to the surface emotions in the audience, as well as make the audience believe in Allred's point that women are still oppressed in this modern age of false equality. It is meant to unite both women and men in the fight against bigotry and injustice.
And also, it helps to inspire other women to know that they can stand up and fight back, that they don't have to be victimized. If they are victimized, that they can move on to the next stage, which is to become a survivor, and then finally to the next stage, which is to be a fighter for change. So they can evolve and make others accountable for the wrongs that have been inflicted upon them. It's about accountability, it's about transparency, and it's about change. It's about justice, most of all.
However, the fight for equality is far from over. Women are still generally treated as second-class citizens, especially in educational and employment opportunities. This is also true of the amazingly terrifying rape culture that has ravaged the world and taken over our society. It has been building up for centuries and consumes our culture like a ravenous storm. Even though some argue that there are laws in the U.S. that make women equal to men, that has still not changed the general view of our society. We live in a world that promotes rape culture. In Lebanon, rapists are not prosecuted for their crimes if they marry their victims. In India, rape has become so bad that it is considered to be a national problem. Marital rape in India is not considered to be a criminal offense. According to the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, 237,868 people are sexually assaulted every year. 60% of all sexual assault cases do not get reported to the police, and 97% of rapists never spend a single night in jail.
Conservatives usually say, look how far you've come, looking back to where you are now. Isn't that great progress? But as a progressive person, I don't look to see where we've come from, I look to where we should be. And so no, I don't think we've come far enough, because I'm judging by the gold standard, and that is equality. We should be at the level of equality politically, economically, legally, emotionally, socially. We're not there. And so we still have a long, long way to go, and we need more activism.
Here, Allred is countering arguments that a lot of people that are against modern feminism say by appealing to the audience's logic. She is saying that women should never give up until they're equal to men, and not just give up because there's been some progress.
Well, I don't think there's revolution. I do think it's evolution. But it's not going to happen unless women stand up and demand it. It's as simple as that. Because no one gives up power without a struggle. And there is a huge struggle going on for power and for control over women's lives. Legally, politically, in the streets, everywhere, to make this happen. As I say, no one ever gave us our rights, including the right to vote. We had to fight to win it.
Although Gloria Allred is a pioneer for the protection of women's rights in the 21st century, it is simply not enough to prosecute those who commit such heinous crimes such as rape, sexual harassment, and domestic violence. Nor is it enough to create women's rights laws. They are definitely beneficial to feminist causes, but there must be a complete overturn in the general oppressive mentality that people have when it comes to thinking about things like gender roles and rape and violence against women, because those laws and lawsuits will become meaningless otherwise.
You know, I'm not in fear. I know we're doing what is right. We're standing up for typical people who would otherwise have no voice and have no power, and would not otherwise have anyone to advocate for them or enforce their rights. In many cases, there is no justice. There's just minimizing the injustice. We're mitigating the injustice. For example, if a woman has been raped or battered, you can't undo the rape, and you can't undo the battery, the bruises, the, broken arm, the other injuries that may have been inflicted upon her. But what you can do is try to minimize the injustice by winning her compensation, and sometimes criminal prosecution as well, for the wrong that has been done to her, civilly and sometimes criminally. I often say, if you're not a feminist, then you're a bigot. I mean, there is nothing in between. It's like being pregnant. You either are pregnant or you're not. What else is there? There is no in between. So either you are for first-class citizenship, that means you're a feminist, or you're for second-class citizenship for women, which means, to me, you're a bigot, or you're in support of subordination of women instead of full equality, full partnership for women in each and every aspect of life. So feminism is about improving the condition and status of women and vindicating their rights. So I would like to think that both my daughter and my granddaughter